Based on the changes saw on the PTR, Necromancer is going to be extremely solid and pretty well balanced for Season 4. Season 1 through 3, we had a lot of trouble. We had a little time in Season 1 where we were good, but only if you had the Ring of Mendel and you paired it with the broken Bone Prison, which was proccing Lucky Hit like crazy. However, once that was fixed, that basically became a dead build. Now, Season 2 and 3, we just kind of lagged behind all the other classes. We could do all the content, but it was slower and it was just not as easy for us. Now, with Season 4 coming, our minions just went from 30% of our stats to 100% of our stats. So we're going to be doing so much more damage. And our minions are going to be able to survive basically all the content in the game without any problems, which is huge because they're kind of our meat shield, so we don't have to worry about, actually getting in close to the fight. And this is a really good thing for necromancers because your whole concept as a necromancer is raising the dead. We finally get to raise the dead instead of sacrificing it and be good. Now, that isn't saying you can't sacrifice your minions and have a really good build, because there's going to be plenty of builds that are going to work without minions that are going to be just as strong, if not stronger. And the good thing about the new season is they're adding in a new tempering system, which allows you to customize your gear to your build. And that is what I think is going to make the game a lot funner for so many people. Because if you decide you want to run minions and you want your main source of damage to be your skeletal mages, you can temper that onto your gear to give more skeletal mage mastery to make it so your mages do more damage and have more life so they don't die as fast. You could also do plus to Golem and make it so eventually you have plus 20 to Golem mastery, and whenever you use his ability, he can hit for over 1 billion damage. There's going to be a lot of different builds that we can go through and we can, explore. And I think that's what really is going to make Season 4 stand out for this game specifically. Now, one of the other things is, for Necromancer specifically, we were already the fastest leveling class in the game, right? With Season 4, we're going to have Hell Tides in World Tier 1 and World Tier 2. They also buffed World Tier 2's experience from 20% to 50%. So World Tier 2 is actually going to be more efficient now, especially as Necromancers, because our minions are going to be extremely powerful while leveling. I'll have a leveling build I'm going to put out closer to the launch of the season, but if you want a sneak peek, it's literally minions plus Blood Surge until you get to the first capstone. In the first capstone, you're going to switch Blood Surge over to Blight and take the Supernatural Blight for the increased minion damage. Once you finish the capstone, you're going to switch over to Sever for World Tier 3 and the beginning parts of World Tier 4 until you get your gear online so that you can actually do whatever endgame build you want to do. And then you're going to switch over if you want to play Bone Spear for the Bone Spear mages, or if you want to do Shadow, go deep into Shadow, maybe rock either Sever or Blight. Probably Blight would be better just because it gives that damage bonus to your minions, and then you can boost your Shadow mages from there, or maybe you can go to a more physical build so that you can do the Golem damage. The world opens up to you once you get into World Tier 4 and you get your gear online. But also that's where you need to decide what build you want to play for what end game you want to temper your gear for. So it's all going to be really fun for me because you're going to be able to make so many different builds. And that's what our stash is finally going to be able to be used for, is for holding gear sets for other builds rather than just holding aspects that we need to hold on to, since that's all going to be part of the Codex power now. So really, I think this is going to be really fun, especially for Necromancers, because our minions are fixed. And overall, I'm really looking forward to it. There is one bugged item right now, and it's called the Ebon Piercer. It's a new amulet, and essentially it basically works with Blight. It's a really cool amulet on paper, except that it's broken. So basically what it does is when you shoot out Blight, it shoots out 4 little Blights with it. That does a huge chunk of extra damage, right? And there was a video that was put out by Macro, and he basically discovered a bug where if you have one of the tempers on your gear to lucky hit proc shadow damage, and you use that exact amulet, it basically just procs humongous amounts of damage every second for the 3 seconds that it actually puts shadow damage onto the target. So it puts a little shadow dot on for 3 seconds, and during that time it does insane amounts of lucky hit procs. Basically, it's every second is like multiple lucky hit procs. So it shoots it up into the hundreds of million damage per second range whenever you're just shooting out Blights like crazy, because Blight's one of the cheapest skills to use. So you can technically shoot out Blights, maybe have some corpse explosions to get your essence back, and you can just literally chain through it all. It's completely broken. It's been reported to Blizzard. So, and last I heard, they are looking into it. So that should be patched and fixed before Season 4. And as much as I like game-breaking mechanics, I would rather have a game that's actually working correctly and where both the abilities and the items in it are not bugged. Because even though, like Season 1, where we had the bug thing with Bone Prison, even though it works and it's kind of fun, at the end of the day, it's not really healthy for the game overall. But overall, I think besides from the few kinks that need to work out, it's going to be extremely fun season, especially for Necromancers, because we're going to be among the top tier classes this time instead of the bottom tier like we have been for the previous 3 seasons. So if you haven't played Diablo 4 in a long time, or if you've never played, Season 4 is going to be a great time to log in. Go play, try out the Necromancer. I think it's going to be extremely fun. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in Season 4. You know, I'll be in Hell Tides for the beginning part because that's going to be the best thing for World Tier 1, 2, and 3. And then once you hit to World Tier 4, I would highly suggest switching over to Nightmare Dungeons so you can get your glyphs leveled up while you're leveling anyways. So that's it for the video. If you guys could do me a solid and slap that subscribe button like it owes you money, I'd really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments what you're looking forward to and most excited about for Season 4. And as always, have a nice day.